Now to Washington, D.C., and we are joined by Matthew Brodsky, a senior fellow at Studies Group. Thank you very much for joining us here at TRT World, Matthew. So the fact that he's making these sort of promises, is it because he has the backing of the US President Donald Trump?
Well, this isn't something that Netanyahu would ask President Trump for backing for on this type of matter. However, the White House was aware of this beforehand, knew the announcement was coming. Their position, the White House position, is that this doesn't change really the reality of or prevent what they're going to be proposing in the near future for the political side of the peace process. I think we should also bear in mind, however, that this is also within a week coming to the Israeli elections. And a big part of this, as Netanyahu said during his speech, was to draw a distinction between him and the chief rival party that he's running against, to show that he is stronger. Politicians in democracies tend to make all sort of broad statements beforehand. Certainly, we've seen the same in the United States when we've watched Erdogan and the people go to the polls there. So I think we can take some things with a grain of salt, but in the end, this is something that he has not done yet, and he simply said that this is something he's planning on doing, and we'll see what develops. Obviously, the best route forward is to have a negotiation that ends the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, and that's what the Trump administration is intending to put forward soon.
Well, he did say he'll, when he made this promise, he'll take those steps in coordination with the Trump administrations. And looking at last year and Netanyahu's hard stance and policies, I mean, is there really a slightest chance of a peace process still?
Well, I mean, you set up the segment by saying Palestinians claim this and claim that for their future state. They also claim all of Jerusalem. They also claim the return of millions of refugees. They make a lot of claims. The fact is, there needs to be a negotiation to reach the end of the agreement. And if they're going to keep making maximal demands, then that becomes impossible, as we've seen over and over again. So the fact that they claim things and then say that, well, then that's a non-starter and we just refuse to negotiate, well, that unfortunately has not really resulted in them getting anything in the past when they've rejected the various peace processes and offers for statehood that they've had. I mean, it's their rejection that has led us to the point that we're at right here. We should not lose sight of that.
Well, we have to wrap it up here, but thank you very much for that, Matthew Brodsky.